But yeah, actually that alley scene wasn't supposed to be in the film because this film wasn't shot in a really decent budget. In fact, it was shot in a very small budget during the time, right? And then we spent all the money and we didn't have any more money to shoot for the alley scenes, right? But then I knew that we need a scene between Wu Jing and myself, and I requested for the producer to, go to the bank, get more money out, and then there's also a funny story, but then behind my back, our director Wilson Yip spent half of that additional budget, and so at the end I end up not having much choices with my location. So our set producer was telling me, well, you can only shoot in either this location or that location, and I chose, well, how about this one? And then I ended up having that no props, and I spent a couple of days there, that was the last few days of the whole film, shooting days. And because I have nothing to work with, no props, and I can't destroy maybe a warehouse. I can't, I don't have the kind of budget Tom Cruise does. I can't have helicopters go around Hong Kong City. So I said, all right, let me see what I can do with this alley scene. Right? As you all know, or some of you may not know, as an action choreographer in Hong Kong, we are the director of the set. So we decide how to shoot that scene. So again, when I was given that alley, not to work with, and I was saying to myself, what can I do with this, right? So under the circumstances, then I decided to, you know what, let's just have me and Wu Jing just kind of kill each other. And that was the backstory. It wasn't supposed to be in there, but I insist of trying to make a better film, and I almost got a fight with the producer, I strangled him, and I told him to go to the bank, you better get that money out.
Continuing with the alley scene, I think one of the things that's so striking about it is there's parts of it that feel very immediate. And my understanding is that there's choreographed sections of it, but that there are also impromptu sessions, and that you and Wu Jing worked together so well that you were willing to sort of wing it, for lack of a better
word. Well, that was my whole intention, right? Like again, I had to make something different and innovative. And how can you be innovative when, like Bruce said, you can only do so much with your arms and legs, right? Plus, you don't have, again, I didn't have any props to work with, so I said, you know what, let me try to capture a couple of long takes where there's no cuts, but most importantly, with no choreography, because understanding both Wu Jing and myself, we have extensive amount of experience in martial art on screen fighting, and I knew that we can pull it off. So I told Wu Jing, let's try something different. How about a couple of those shots, we just kind of go at it. And Wu Jing asked me, what do you mean no go at it? Well, go at it. Obviously we didn't have he was not given a real knife. If he was, I would probably pick up a bigger stick. Make sure that he's away from me, but still it was quite daring. Even though we had props, weapons, but we're going at it so fast that either one of us could our eyes could be taken out, if we weren't experienced enough, skillful enough, or not even just like the carefulness. So, but anyway, he agreed about going at it, and actually I was conducting him during those couple of shots, long takes, and I was saying to myself, because I know where the camera, because I faced where the camera was at, either the camera was in back of back me or, certain, maybe a track shot or whatever. And I was saying to myself, we gotta do this right, because you can't really retake over and over again. Number one, we get tired. Number two, you lose the essence of what I was trying to get, which was the realistic of going at it without choreography, right? So I was kind of conducting him, but acting at the same time. I said, move to the left. Like, I know the camera was distracting me. I said, move to the left. While I was fighting him, I was actually talking to him with my lips. And then there was a couple of moments that he actually paused, or he wasn't attacking me or moving back or whatever. I was literally directing. I said, move back. I'm coming at you. Be careful. I'm gonna jump up. Hit you in the groin. Or he would be pausing and I said, come at me, full force. Don't stop. That was the kind of thing that I had to do. And actually, usually that's what I do in most of my films. Under the circumstances of most Hong Kong action movies, we did not still have the luxury of, opposed to American films, where we can come to the set and have all the rehearsal times. Plus, in Hong Kong, it's hard to shoot in real location because the police always get you out of there. In the 80s, we used to pull the camera out of our van and let's shoot this scene. The police would come and the producer would say, the producer would come in, Donnie, the police are coming. You take care of that. One more shot. Just give me 5 minutes. He'd be talking to the policeman or feeding him coffee. Just to give him a little bit more time. Bottom line is it's difficult to shoot in a restrained budget, right? SPL was one of them, but we managed to pull it off.
Keeping with the choreography in this film, I think one of the things that's always marked you out as special among martial arts performers is your versatility. You did period pieces with very showy, formal kung fu. You did modern kickboxery. Of course, you've always been known for your kicks. And early on in your career, you started inserting wrestling and MMA moves into your choreography, which I think come full-blown in the finale here against Sammo.
Right.
Was that always your intention going into this film, to showcase that? And have you noticed that that's caught on in sort of the choreography vocabulary of other filmmakers since?
I don't know. I think that as human beings, we have endless possibilities, right? Despite of your limited circumstances. I know if you focus, you can explore the possibility of it. And I always knew that that there's no such thing as cannot be better, or you cannot do certain things that people tell you can't. Especially being an action actor, a lot of times we tend to be typecast to. Well, bottom line is we always typecast it. This is an action guy, or even if he's an icon, he's not considered as an actor. So for the longest time, I always want to always bring something new to all my roles, as well as, when you try to be different in all your roles, you also have to be different in martial arts. It has to come with power, right? So every film, and I try not to look back or try not to be too overwhelmed by it. If that film does become semi-successful, I try to be as grounded as possible and try to move on and do everything all over again. So when I did SPL, I basically threw everything back and said, never mind what I did before. It's part of China, cage or whatever. And I said to myself, what can I do that I've never done before? Not so much as in, how many kicks in the air I'm going to do, right? It's not about that, but it's about the whole combination of everything. Right? and then from SPL, then Flashpoint, then Hitman. You know, when I finished SPL and Flashpoint, and I was about to do Hitman, there was a lot of skepticism about me playing Hitman, and everyone was telling me that, especially, honestly, with Wong Kar-wai was, everybody know Wong Kar-wai is going to do Hitman, and they said to both me and Wilson, right, that we will not be successful doing Hitman. Then, you know, it actually motivated me more, and I said, you know, I wanted to prove everybody wrong, and I just stay focused and eating one meal a day, because to get into the character, I want to look at the part and did a lot of research, and through all my martial arts, during those few years, I was doing more contemporary films, which was combinations of, you know, kickboxing, MMA, or whatever. Basically, I told myself, you know, empty your mind, right? And I was focusing on just Wing Chun style as a martial art, but as character playing, I was, again, you know, eating one meal a day, walking like a man. I mean, I literally had the Ip Man outfit at home walking around. My wife think I was
So they were told they wouldn't be successful.